while the world watched, transfixed, as the moon burned crimson on March 14th, something far more insidious was taking place. The total lunar eclipse, that breathtaking celestial spectacle, was merely a diversion, a cosmic sleight of hand orchestrating the perfect misdirection. As millions gazed skyward, mesmerized by the blood-red orb hanging in the darkness, Mercury slipped into retrograde beneath our collective radar. This wasn't coincidence. It was calculated cosmic choreography. The eclipse commanded our attention while Mercury worked silently, rewiring reality's circuitry beneath the surface of our awareness. 3 days later, the consequences have begun to manifest. Think back across these past 72 hours. Have you felt it? That inexplicable exhaustion, despite full nights of sleep, as if something siphoned your energy while you dreamed? Those peculiar coincidences multiplying around you like fractals? The subtle yet persistent sense that something fundamental has shifted? These aren't random occurrences. They're evidence of Mercury's trap already sprung. When Mercury stations retrograde during an eclipse, reality itself becomes malleable. The fabric of our existence bends and warps in ways we can barely comprehend. You're already caught in this distortion field, whether you've recognized it or not, and what comes next will fundamentally alter your perception of everything. The most immediate consequence of this rare celestial alignment is the sudden resurrection of your past. Mercury retrograde under a blood moon doesn't just disrupt communications or delay plans. It completely inverts the laws of karma. Every thread you thought cut, every chapter you presumed closed, every debt you assumed forgiven, all surge back into your reality with tidal force. Some find themselves blessed with unexpected windfalls, opportunities reappearing, relationships rekindling, forgotten investments suddenly yielding returns. Others face the abrupt return of consequences long evaded. What's particularly unsettling is the timeline. This retrograde isn't merely recycling recent events. It's reaching back years, pulling on threads so old you'd forgotten they existed. But here's the crucial insight. This isn't punishment. It's acceleration. If something wonderful has manifested in your life, you earned it long ago. If something challenging has appeared, it's offering you the chance to finally release it. The faster you acknowledge what's happening, the more quickly you can clear the slate and move forward unencumbered. Perhaps the most profound effect of this Mercury retrograde is how it's stripping away illusions. Masks are falling, and what you now see is unvarnished reality. The friend whose smile suddenly seems forced, the colleague whose agenda becomes startlingly clear, the relationship whose foundation reveals concerning cracks. Mercury isn't creating these issues. It's simply exposing what was always there, hidden beneath polite veneers and comfortable self-deceptions. This extends beyond personal relationships to entire systems and structures. That uneasiness about your career path, that growing skepticism about institutions you once trusted implicitly, that quiet voice questioning long-held beliefs, none of this is paranoia. It's clarity. Mercury retrograde under an eclipse functions as a cosmic truth serum, forcing into the light everything that's been lurking in shadow. It reveals precisely what's been draining your energy, blocking your progress, and keeping you confined to smaller versions of yourself. And in this revelation lies profound liberation. Once you see clearly, you can never unsee. The only question remaining is what you'll do with this newfound clarity. The eclipse wasn't merely a spectacle. It was a binding agreement, and we all signed it, whether consciously or not. Ancient civilizations feared lunar eclipses with good reason. They understood that the blood moon represents a fundamental shift in cosmic power, a contract written in starlight. With Mercury retrograde occurring simultaneously, this contract came with significant fine print. People everywhere are feeling the effects. That persistent sense that something has fundamentally changed, that certainty has been replaced with fluidity, that something irreversible has occurred. Conversations that unexpectedly altered relationships, impulsive decisions that now feel strangely permanent, opportunities that suddenly vanished or appeared. These aren't random events. They're clauses in the contract activating in your life. Yet this cosmic agreement wasn't designed to restrict you. It was created to transform you. The key lies in understanding the rules of this new game. Nothing happening now is random. Everything pulling you in unexpected directions is part of a larger pattern unfolding. Here's where Mercury's trickery becomes truly fascinating. Your manifestations haven't failed. They've been inverted. When Mercury went retrograde, it didn't stop the manifestation process. It reversed the order of operations. Instead of delivering what you desire, it first brings you face to face with whatever stands between you and your goal. This is why so many people are suddenly confronting their deepest fears and most persistent obstacles. Most interpret this as failure, assuming the universe has rejected their desires. They couldn't be more wrong. The universe isn't saying no, it's clearing the path. Mercury demands you prove your commitment by facing and overcoming whatever would have eventually blocked you anyway. It's not enough to say you want abundance while harboring scarcity beliefs. It's not enough to call in love while carrying wounds that whisper you're unworthy. Mercury throws these contradictions directly in your path, asking, how badly do you really want this? Those who recognize this test for what it is and continue moving forward will soon discover why Mercury orchestrated this challenge. Beyond this temporary turbulence lies the true manifestation, more powerful and complete than it would have been without this purification. There's another more subtle aspect to this retrograde that few are discussing. Mercury has opened a spiritual back door. As the messenger who travels between worlds, when Mercury retrogrades under a blood moon, the usual filters separating dimensions grow thin. Strange energies, unusual synchronicities, presences that weren't there before. These aren't imagined. The boundaries between realms have temporarily weakened, allowing signals from unseen dimensions to bleed into our reality. Pay attention to unusual number sequences, symbols appearing repeatedly, dreams of unusual clarity, or even those odd whispers at the edge of awareness. These aren't random. They're messages. The question is, from whom? And what are they trying to tell you? Beneath all these phenomena lies the true purpose of this cosmic alignment, awakening. Something deep within you has shifted. You feel it in how things that once seemed normal now feel unbearable, in how you're suddenly noticing what you previously ignored, in how your patience for the way things have always been is evaporating. This isn't mere frustration. It's consciousness expanding. Mercury didn't come to cause chaos. It came to wake people up through pressure and contradiction. It made reality feel so inverted that something within you had no choice but to snap awake. While some resist this shift, clinging desperately to dissolving illusions, others feel something profound rising within. Not a destructive rebellion, but a clarity that burns away pretense. It's the electric recognition that something fundamental is changing, and you're meant to change with it. Those who feel this stirring, this certainty that we stand at the threshold of something momentous, are receiving the call. The silent ones are awakening, and they're about to rise. This wasn't just a retrograde. This wasn't just an eclipse. This was an initiation. And now, everything changes.